Russia chạy to cho này cho gì cho tôi cho lên cho tu cái mẹ nhặt lên nhá rồi mẹ những nó xin mẹ lúc chạy lúc nhau lúc xí họ một trăm một chỉ tôi cho tôi chụp bé xí thẳng chụp cái bé sơ sinh chụp khó cái nó chụp mấy trong chạy sang cái chấm mông cho một cho tới chấm lo nó bé Russia chạy tầm mẹ số lên cho tu tôi cho bố bé lúc trong xí thẳng nữa chỉ có những người chỉ chụp bé khó meeting ground rules để có bé thẳng ở trên nó là có bé là một thẳng họ chụp khó rong sư nó chỉ là bé tôi tự trạng nó chỉ là bé tôi hợp thể chơi từ từ nó bé tôi chỉ tự chú ý ta khó cho Republican nó là một mối chú ý ta bé vô lên trang bé sẽ lấy vô chúng ta President Donald Trump thẳng để bé mới cho lũ rong một cho President Donald Trump của nước báo hát YouTube bé mới tự ra tự chi cái tàu bé cái này cho gì cái tàu tu cho cái bang chính phủ America cho lúc cái Nplog để họ nói họ cứ bé chụp bó thẳng ta bó yêu bù rong lên trang của mỗi lúc gì lên trang chút kế rong lên trang bé yêu bang ông tao để mỗi chụp bó sang một cho President Donald Trump của nước báo chú bé tự ra tự chi nó bé tôi nó bé chiều tôi tự chạy từ bé tôi hạ rong trả kế thang giấy trả lúc chú ý rong xứ nữa ok sẽ là tôi nó chỉ sẽ là do cho nên cho tôi cho bao lời chỉ có chỉ cho tự trả okay I will read a meeting ground rules. Welcome everyone. Thank you for your joining us today. Meeting with our Republican representative. This is an important opportunity for us to share our concern, especially regarding the issue of Hmong deportation in respectful and productive way. To ensure a peaceful and meaningful discussion, we kindly ask all participants to follow these ground rules. 1. Respectful dialogue. 2. One person at a time. 3. Stay on your topic. 4. Keep your tongue in mind. 5. Listening actively. 6. No personal attack. 7. Peaceful engagement. Okay? Cho nó chỉ mỗi bà lúc chẳng trả lại nó này có sự là bao hạt nó tôi thấy hiện tôi thả được khó rong của sự là sự sẽ chú ý sự ban sự thở sự ok chị ở đây trong Plea nó chị có cho phát thảo bằng mắng cái là một mỗi chị thì cái là một hàng miền chị nè chị công bang có khó nó chị cũng gột bài lại em chơi đạt rồi cái tàu bé thả tang cho nó nó tiền bé mà mua lưu mạnh nó cho Republican để bố mà lên lưu hạt bố học kếคือbố tôn nó à bố lưu chữ gìคือbốอยู่ปั๊บได้เลยจ้าà bố học kế chơi senคือnó bốอยู่ตกขับไปเลยจ้านะเดี๋ยวเขาจะมาทำประมาณท่านนายพูดโน่นก็อย่าเปย์เลยสิไม่ใช่ไปให้นายพูดตัวเขาเปย์ทุกจุดท่านนายพูดฝึกกล้องโน่นเปย์จะมีมองดูอเมริกันเอาไปถือตัวของน้องต้องฝึกก็จ่อเปย์หมดทุกเกย์ยองเปย์สถานน้องหาจุดกระเทตู้เต้นใส่เนาะจงเต้นหน่อยเดียวจงปลดจงตัวเดียวเรายังมาสานตรงเดียวเป็นตัวท้อก็เต้นหน่อยเต้นจุดลุ่มมั้งแต่เช่นพวกคนจะเป็นจุดชาเนี่ยจงเต้นหน่อยแต่อย่างนี้น้องก็เจ็บน้องเจ็บน้องเปย์ท่านนายพูดโอเค thank you เราอยู่เช่นเราก็ใช้เราก็จะแบบไม่จะตัวให้เขาตัวเลยไม่อยากใส่ในตัว
qua một mong đây ở đây chẳng là của thảo phụ xe lâu mẹ lâu xong mẹ giờ áp từ ở cụ tí thằng của mẹ cho bị bên cạnh tôi khá mong mà mong giờ lên từ to America không nên đó biết sáng tôi cho phong giờ này cho America vì bên cạnh bên là còn thao xong biết chỉ是我朋友了你再讲咩老乡啊小老呢叫America 都我朋友呗เขาจริงๆชอบเรานู่นเป็นมันเก่งชายเก่งเฉยใช่เลยจ้ะน้อแต่ช่วงเราหนุ่มทั่วเยอะซ้ำจีบมองเสียชั่วตัวมองจนเลยดูอยู่เลยเฉยเฉยซ้ำมันจะรู้จริงเลยเขาน้องเป็นอย่างมองมั่วซ่าเยอะซ่าให้เสียจริงเป็นอย่างมองจีบป้ามาซื้อเป็นมันถึงต่อปั๊บจะเปิดตัวหัวน้องอย่าเล่นโอโซเลยจ้ะ一路这边嘛，呀，都在学样，都工作还忙，都在样咩，不多喏，都在学样。边部电在道路工作还忙，有一路飞机有叫边忙工作路那个的，路条那婆婆不到多，那那婆婆路，他哈，然后呢，到了忙呀路这边不是那么都不多哈，没路忙里的看守。都知道做表面上，到了呢，我讲了查理哈，都不是不干没干哈，搞看那小贝不得到他们哈，到对阿美利加那就都让他对哈，我讲了，到了那个那婆呢，你从搞看那都米利莎都哈搞到 搞到 professor， 然后就在没小贝不带到没看那懂了。当然了，说半天哈，我们讲，个不常来要了，反正就，那也不常来要有一度，不常要好高热情，他婆咩叫咩做梦中做梦长了，他婆别梦，但是，我都抽查都做了了喏，把忙做下边到度，没给牛啥的讲。bên là cho nó cá hồi chơi mà chỉ có cái trò gì nó đau tụi nó nhau nó đau gì để của bên trong để giờ lên nó ở đây cứ hà lưu cứ có của tuần Sài Gòn là lưu tự của trang của cho lưu America đó sau từ lưu America tăng lâu nó thì cũng mà chỉ ở bên lưu của dòng sông của tuần Sài Gòn vay liền thọ mình có thể tại của tuần Sài Gòn giờ lưu tự của tại statement của bên nó có chồng chẳng nó dọc của luôn này ha chẳng nó dọc của họ lựa cho luôn thế chờ nó thế chờ tiểu giờ tới America sẽ giờ chỉ tại phát từ Laos mà chạy nó mẹ Laos tới chỉ lúc mong là tao lúc mình cả là tao thế là ô chào.
Thank you. My name is Vivian Tao, and I'll be reading Ping Ming Tao's statement. Welcome, everyone. It is an honor to stand before you today. My name is Ping Ming Tao, President of the Hmong Lao Veterans Association. I have dedicated over 55 years to leading and advocating for the Hmong community, beginning in 1968. My passion for serving others and this country began in Laos, where I served as a teacher, soldier, and community leader. Today, I continue that mission here in America. At the age of 16, I chose to fight for freedom. Despite the hardships of the Vietnam War and the loss of many lives, we believed we were on the right path. We sacrificed everything to assist the United States, and in return, we were given the chance to rebuild here in this land of opportunity. It has now been over 50 years since the first Hmong families arrived in America. In that time, we have transitioned from being one of the least assimilated Southeast Asian refugees to one of the most hardworking and educated communities in the country. You will find Hmong men and women in factories, schools, hospitals, businesses, and government service, helping to build America every single day. The Hmong did not come here by chance. Our presence was made possible through American law, American leadership, and American recognition of our loyalty. And at every step, Republican leadership has played a crucial role. Public Law 94-313 in 1976 gave Hmong refugees legal status, ensuring our resettlement was recognized by Congress. We came here legally through law and through America's decision to honor its allies. House Concurrent Resolution 406 acknowledged the bloodshed of the Hmong during the Secret War. Under the direction of the CIA, Hmong soldiers saved countless American lives at the cost of their own. Over 30,000 Hmong soldiers died in the war. That sacrifice explains why our community belongs here. The Hmong Veterans Naturalization Act of 2000, strongly supported by Republicans, granted U.S. citizenship to Hmong veterans and extended protection to their spouses and families. It was an act of justice that helped thousands of our people find stability in America. In 1975, at the end of the Vietnam War, William Sage, a senior advisor, urged President Gerald Ford to act on behalf of the Hmong. President Ford listened and made those critical decisions to allow our resettlement. Without his leadership, the Hmong people would not be here today. Just as Republican leaders stood with us then, we hope you will continue that legacy now. In recent years, Republican leaders such as Senator Lisa Murkowski and Senator Dan Sullivan of Alaska have reminded presidents, including President Donald Trump, of America's commitment to Hmong veterans and their families. Their voices carried weight because they honored our loyalty and sacrifice. Public Law 115-144 in 2018, signed by President Donald Trump, expanded VA burial benefits to include Hmong veterans. It was a powerful reminder that America remembers our sacrifices even decades later. All of this history points to one truth: the Hmong are not outsiders. We are part of the American story. We fought for America, we bled for America, and we built lives here in America. This is why I am here today, to ask for understanding and continued support. Our community has faced great hardship. Some of our children, growing up in trauma and poverty, made mistakes, but those mistakes should not define our entire community. We believe in accountability, yet once someone has served their time, they should not face a second punishment that tears them from their families and returns them to a place they do not know. Republicans have always been there for us in times of need. President Gerald Ford opened America's doors to us in 1975. Senator Murkowski and Sullivan have spoken for us in recent years. President Trump signed a legislation that recognized our veterans' sacrifices. That leadership made the difference then, and we believe it can make the difference now. We are loyal, we are hardworking, we are American in every way. With your support, we can continue building, serving, and strengthening this great nation we call home. In addition, I'd like to give you a t-shirt in remembrance of the fallen American pilots during the Secret War and the Hmong soldiers who rescued them from behind enemy lines. This design represents the Lao Hmong American War Memorial in Fresno, California, which stands as a tribute to all who served and honors the lives we commemorate each year on May 15th. Thank you, Peng Meng Tham.
Cô lâu chín trận đó thì ô lên nó sẽ ở đâu lâu chưa? Thế mẹ cháu cho tụi nó cũng cháu đau tại cú sau lúc mẹ cái gì bao giờ và cũng tôi sao bé chỉ cho làm gì là hà rồi bé cháu tôi cho chua tụi chúng mình kiến tụi nhau tụi hai bữa to chúng kiến tụi liền nhau đâu ở chỗ này cái gì khác của tôi ha mẹ yo但是呢被起出张去了被出一波喷啊在这张的呢chỗ biết cho America chỗ này hà đồ bị phát triển bên hà đồ đó được toan đó bây giờ mấy cho phong yêu dùng trong Nplog bây giờ cháu sẽ em nhớ đâu là chỗ tê để lúc nào sáng pha rồi này cháu bị phát triển cả có lưu mong mong chỉ bao giờ chỉ là nếu nó bây chỗ lúc cho nó là giờ lúc cho mấy cho America bao nhiêu bé tung cho mà mua cho mấy cho America bé mà mua ta rồi đó nó giờ tung cho nó về America bé cho thằng mua tàu ấy giờ mua cho mấy cho America cho mà khá cho Republican ha mấy lúc cho một đó nó được cho all sai đó làm ta bé chỉ lưu mấy cho America hay giờ lên là bé cho tụ mấy cho tôi tự làm mấy cho nó cho America nó chỉ ít lên cho ít lúc mà lắc thẳng hà bị bao thì bé chỉ chụp ra chỉ là giờ bé chỉ số lúc ta thì lúc cho nó giờ càng lên nó là bé nhà tôi là chỉ chụp thôi là cũng ba mươi thao trong sao thao khoa cho nên là bé cháu tôi nó bé giờ ít cháu mong lúc nó tôi mà lấy giờ trong bản thân lúc cho nó là cũng nhau anh chỉ có nói giờ cho bé cháu phong yêu American nhớ là Charlie có ít từ tôn trang đợt này bây giờ trong các từ professor anh chỉ dùng mấy đồ ít trong phong yêu chỗ trời em không nói giờ thành nhà lá ít lúc nào tới chỉ có việc là để tụi mong lần nữa anh chỉ mà muốn cho mấy cháu cũng học ba mang tháo khổ ở trong sao em lúc sau nó ít lúc thành nhà lá rồi nói giờ bây giờ nắm biển bông em bây giờ tôi trồng mong nào cho chị cho tao lấy thì cũng chỉ cho biết mà một lọ cũng nó sao lên chả sao à ta lúc mẹ phi thiên lúc chỉ là tôi cầu chỉ này phổ hoa bó cho có một trò tôi để làm gì hay cho tôi policy họ nó sẽ nhà là lúc cũng cho một nhau trong bề họ nó phá phản của mẹ lên thì sang tàu mà lộ thì cũng ba mang áo bề cho họ trong xe của mình cho cho là cho mà tôi được bảo ha có mẹ cho con thay ở nó mẹ không phải mẹ thầy vui chuyện nó cá nhân rồi một chồng
thank you một chồng cho bắt hàng ba mang cho lu để cho lu rong chôn gì mà tôi yêu hà lu yang cả tu li có một tôi để mà chơi có để mà nó happen please welcome Gatuli. He is a Major Gatuli. He is a pastor too.
Thank God and thank all of you for being here today. I'm so proud that I'm still alive to be able to make it today. Dear ladies and gentlemen, today is a very special day. I'm not an older Hmong people, so I'm going to speak in Hmong and English and broken English. But I hope that as I'm preaching to American church, I'm smart. I speak many languages. If you don't understand me, it's your fault because you don't know my language. So I'm glad to be here today. Dear ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your love and interest in attending today to support our Hmong peoples, your loyal allies, the bravest and loyal group of combat soldiers, I'm delighted to be here and to meet you today. I'm honored to speak today about, on behalf of the Hmong issue, veterans, parents, families, regarding Hmong deportation. I will not talk about political. I am Reverend Gyatuli, or Major Gyatuli, and also known as Husky, my CIA code name, used during the war in Laos from 1961 to 1975. As a former officer and the CIA operation officers, I was instrumental in the United States Special War in Laos for many years. As I recall, over 65 years ago, at the age of 15, being one of the original soldiers recruited and trained and compensated by the CIAs to protect the United States forward staging rescue base in Nakhon Limasai 36 and United States bombing offensive radar against the North Vietnam at Phu Pati, Limasai 85, and to block the Ho Chi Minh Trail on American or United States behalf. During my 14 years, tenures, I have the privilege to collaborate with, walking alongside, and fighting along the many of our most revered Hmong, Lao, and American war heroes in Laos. I risked my life to assist in rescuing wounded soldiers and wounded down pilot, striving at the bodies of those killed in combat, and directing air bombers to block the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Over 35,000 lives were lost in action, and thousands were wounded, including me. I'm blessed to be alive today and to be here today to speak to you. I believe that sacrifice of Hmong issue soldiers saved thousands of American lives in Laos and in South Vietnam. When the Civil War came to an end in 1975, tragedy struck our Hmong issue army, their family, and the Hmong community, including my family. We became target of genocide by the new communist Lao government for being United States allies. To evade this fate, we fled to our life. At the same time, 3,500 high-rank officers and their family were airlifted to safety in Thailand. In contrast, others hid, continued fighting, or escaped through the jungle across the Mekong River, which is wider than Mississippi River. During the treacherous journey, numerous Hmong perished due to military attack, disease, starvation, chemical poisoning, drowning, and imprisonment. We ultimately found a refuge in Thailand, camp, where the fortunate one await the chance to resettle in America to start out their life. This is the history, how the Hmong get involved with the CIA secret war in Laos. I had mentioned to you that I was one of the original one that recruited by the CIA, like a General 01 Haum and Plea. And after that, I started to work with them as I have told you about my mission. So today, as I mentioned that I will not talk about politicians, but I will talk about requesting President Trump to consider the deportation of Hmong people. Because we have working with American people, American government, with the CIA in Laos for so many years. So many years. We lost our population only 35,000 during the war. But after the war, we lost more than 100,000 lives. But it's giving to the world, trying to save their life. It shows that not only they did not kill only the man and woman, the soldier, they killed all our family, father, mother, children. That's why we are here today, because of this God, the God that who love our people, love the world, and the American government that would someone can survive, including myself. I was suffer. And Mr. Trump, we trust you. We trust your leadership, respect your vision, and vote for you. We humbly request that you consider our plea not to deport our Hmong people back to Laos or other country, as we fought on American behalf for 14 years, resulting over 35,000 combat casualties and over 100,000 additional dead post-war due to the revenge. All those, some of our people may have caused trouble or broken the law. We implore you to refrain from punishing them here. If they die, we would like to perform their funeral here. And if we had to be buried, we will bury here in the United States soil, rather than deport them back to our enemy to punish them. We have suffered long enough. Only those are happy to be here today, lucky to be here today in the United States. We say thank you for your love. Thank you for all American governments, president, and all officials who love us, bring us over here. We'd like to remain faithful to you, to God, and please consider our request today. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you. Một chào cho sư phương cả tốt. Cho lu giải cho lu xa xa ha rong cần cầu lên. Một chào cho. Tôi chọn gì mà ya Colonel mo holia General mo ho các bậc tổ. Tổ nó chỉ lu ha pe lu, cái chỉ tổ thì pe yo lang thao máu. Cái bộ bộ này tổ nó nọ. Là chỉ tổ ya. Okay, chọn gì mà pe lu chơi ít tu doctor nu to sang Wisconsin to ya the professor nu to compare no ha e pe ku jong sa ha pe settler jong sa from to chai ton nu ha chơi nu ha pe lu. Please welcome Dr. and Brian Professor from University of Wisconsin Medicine.
everyone for coming here today, and including our distinguished guests. It's very difficult to follow on that very emotional speech that we just heard, which I think everyone here will understand well. I'm a professor at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and the reason I was asked to come here today is because I have been working with the Hmong community for many years, and also I am an expert on Southeast Asia and particularly Laos. And I would like to speak a little bit about the circumstances in Laos and what might be the result of sending people back to Laos. But I would like to make a few things clear to everyone. The first thing I would like to say is that those people that are potentially being sent back to Laos did not come to the United States illegally. They all came legally as political refugees to escape from revenge, as we heard already. So this is different than they're not illegal immigrants. They came here because they had no choice. They had nowhere else to go. Because they had fought with the Americans against communism in Laos. And they were the most loyal of Americans' allies. So that's the first thing I would like to say. They have been loyal to the United States for all that time and since coming to the United States as well. I would also like to say that I've done research on Hmong veterans, I've written articles about Hmong veterans, and I will also say that I know that most Hmong veterans have been strong supporters of the Republican Party. Many of them have campaigned for the Republican Party, have helped to mobilize votes for Republicans. And so it's very difficult for them under the Republican leadership to see their nephews, their sons, potentially deported to Laos after they had been so loyal to America and to the Republican Party. I would also like to mention that the situation in Laos is that the government there is still the same government that they fought against. It's still a one-party communist state with no freedom of speech or religion. If you say anything politically against the government there, you will be put in jail or even potentially disappear or killed. This is the reality. This is well known. You can look at any human rights report. That is the situation there. So it's going to be very, very difficult for those people that are sent back to Laos. The first thing is that the vast majority of the people that will be sent back do not speak Lao. How will they function there in a country like that where very few people speak English? Many of them do not speak even Hmong that well anymore. They've become assimilated into the United States. Many of them, many of them made mistakes, as we've heard already. They committed crimes. They served their time in jail for those crimes. But many of those crimes were committed 20, 30, or 40 years ago, when they were young, when they come here new, where they did not understand the situation well, they made mistakes. But most of them now are good citizens. I mean, they're not citizens, they're permanent residents with green cards, but their parents did not help them to become citizens when they were younger because they didn't think they would be deported. And then they made mistakes, and now they cannot, now that they have felony records, they cannot become citizens. I think apart from them having a lot of difficulty when they go to Laos to make a living, their families in the United States, many of them now have families, they have children, they have wives. Who is going to provide for them? who is going to support them? This is going to break up so many families and create so much hardship for their children, who are all American born. And you know, to be sent back to the communist government, I mean, that government there is not going to be sympathetic to that. You know, it's going to be very, very difficult for them. I would also like to mention that I also do some work in Cambodia. And for many years now, there have been Cambodians also deported from the United States to Cambodia. And I've met many of them in Cambodia. And they also have suffered a lot going back there, you know, away from their families, many of them not speaking Cambodian well. Some of them committed suicide. Some of them had very difficult circumstances when they got back. But being sent to Laos is much worse, because in Cambodia, at least, it's not a government is not their enemies. You know, in Laos, it's still a government that strongly supports communism. This is the same government that was there since 1975. There's no change. There's no political reform there. It's still a one-party communist state. So, they will not accept these people that are sent back as their friends. They will not accept them as people who they are going to be sympathetic to in any way. So, you know, and it's going to cause a lot of hardship to Americans who are here. And a lot of hardship for them, and especially for their parents and grandparents who were the ones who fought with America against this communist government. So I think this is a very different situation than other illegal immigrants to the United States. These are people that came to the United States legally as political refugees. I think people have to understand that, because they had nowhere else to go. They did not come here to make money. They came here to escape from revenge against them. So I hope that there is some recognition of this, and there is efforts to prevent these people from being deported after considering all the circumstances, all the factors together. It seems to me that this is a different situation than any other group that is being deported, and there needs to be some special consideration of these circumstances. The only reason why these people were not deported decades earlier was because the Lao government would not accept them. Why would they not accept it? Because they considered them to be their enemies. But now there's been pressure put on the Lao government, and they're beginning to accept them back. But not because they think that they're their friends. It's because they're worried about, they don't want to have a bad relationship with the United States. But once they get there, who knows what's going to happen? These people are going to have a very difficult time integrating. I lived in Laos for many years myself. I know that country very well. It's going to be very, very difficult for them. So I just want to say how sorry I am that this is happening, that this is a grave injustice. And I hope that something can be done to prevent this from happening in the future. So thank you very much.
First of all, I want to say something first, and then I want to actually Michelle and the Lord explain some of my speech. Honorable, the first president of the United States, President George Washington, and all the presidents of the United States, they have to the president. Honorable, the three branches of the United federal government, the legislative, executive, and judicial. Honorable, the President Donald Trump and his administration. Honorable, the President of the Laos veteran family of America. Honorable, my patrol U.S. Army Special Guerrilla Unit veteran president. Now, I want to introduce myself. My name is Nrog. I was invited by the president of the Laos family of Macau to be here for today. And here, I'm the member of the United States Soviet Army Special Guerrilla Unit. We have a headquarters in Connecticut, and we have a branch office in Wisconsin, in all the states in USA. I also a member of the United States Army Defense Corps, the 401c3 non-profit organization responsible for the full disclosure of all matters as directed by his bylaw, pursuant to and in compliance with Department of Defense Directive 3025.15 and National Security Decision Directive number 259. In addition, we provide military fine honor and national recognition of the honor. Veteran Service Organization for DC veteran and prepare, respond, and defend. As you already know, why we the Hmong Special Guerrilla Unit veteran and our family veteran are here in the United States. Because in 1961 to 1975, the Hmong for 41,000 were recruited by the CIA and US Special Force, Colonel Plea and his staff to join the United States Army Special Force to serve under the CIA and US Special Force. Secondary military region and the four Nrog region. Mainly in secondary military region and 2GA in South Army for military region. The purpose, the mission of the Ancillary Army Special Military Unit is to protect. This is the past the two old saying, but I have to say that we the HU was recruited to protect the U.S. electronic or to radar MSI-85 and party. Two party to guide the power to bomb the continental to rescue the South American player, though was shut down from the movement. Block the Ottoman Trail Army from using the Ottoman Trail to deliver American supply, fight American troops and support. During the Vietnam War, the Hmong lost 35,000 in the After 1975, the CIA Special Force and General Power, including the USA, Nrog, the Pathin Lao took over the Royal Lao and renamed to be Lao People Democratic Republic. The Lao government then began to make operation of the past special military unit, including the Lao King Sisawatana and sent his family to Yamsai for re-education. The government of Lao also killed people in secondary region. From May 15, 1975 to 1970, HU military aspect from Laos to peace. The HU family became the international political refugee. Under the United States, the United Nations Resolution for Refugee. We stay in the camp. We, the HU family, came to the United States, France, Canada, Australia, and the third country by the UNHCR refugee program. About 8,000 other HU came to the United States. 6,500 troops only passed in the United States. Estimate right now we have 1,000 HU troops still living in the United States. Though passed away, the energy from the war, one medical, in both arms, today, in the energy from the yellow ring of the warfare. About 2,000 HU troops came to resettlement in France, Canada, Australia, and other third countries. Altogether, during the war, the Hmong band lost 35,000 in Laos and still have some missing. We, the HU family, are non-immigrant to come to the United States. We are the international political refugee under the United Nations High Commission for Refugees. We come to the United States to the settlement by the United States government. And the United States government have the JVA agency. JVA is a joint volunteer agency. Come to register everyone, every ICU family from the camp. So my mission to here, I want to say, we the Hmong people, we respect and honor President Donald Trump's administration and his policy. We like his policy within the United States, and we also like his foreign policy. What we, the Hmong concern, we have some Hmong that have a fellow Iraqi and friend of Iraqi. For those who already passed from the court, 10, 20 years, the policy still detain those men and send back to Laos. What I like today, I want to request President Donald Trump administration to help and keep the Hmong NGO who are fellow Iraqi and criminal Iraqi and all the past from the keep in anything. Even you want to rearrest or detain, I want to have the administration to keep in the United States instead of send back to Laos. For all the immigrant and the illegal immigrant, I am pleased to follow the policy of the Donald Trump administration. So from now, I want to speak in Hmong, and I want to share law and the law explain a little bit. So this is Kuya Hai to cái chấm mong. Cái chấm mong mà cũng bỏ to thì đó, chấm hai chấm. Thế cũng hai mươi mấy thế nào? Bây giờ mong thôi nhá, cái chiều nó bây giờ là chủ nạp tiền. Từ chỗ cá tặng cử hai, là chỉ con mạnh đã tham môn, nhau lúc thì chẳng. Bây giờ là ăn là lúc cái chiều nó là bây lúc rồi. Bây giờ sẵn sàng mình cả, lúc cái chiều nó là bây lúc. Bây giờ chủ sẽ sao? Thế giờ nó bây giờ chủ nạp tiền con mạnh, ta lúc cái chiều nó. Bây giờ chỉ trò chỉ. Cũng biết gì là cái bên người trong phố thì người nó cái chỗ. Cái này một cái chỗ cũng để ai đi cho chơi đó. Đi làm một chú cho chơi nó nhớ một cái chú cho chơi nó có chơi. Đi cái bên có thể đúng. Cái này mình có đi đâu chơi cũng có những câu cái gì cũng đúng. Cái bên chỉ đúng. Cái chỗ. Còn là có sao không cái trong yêu cái trong còn nếu mà bên trong Hmong thì đâu cũng chúng ta vừa cho chơi sinh nhật cho nó một cái chỉ thị của chúng cho nó có đều cho chơi sinh nhật cái gì thì chỉ cần là cái gì cho nó phải sao cái
Okay, thank you. Cái lúc sau chỉ cháu nữa, cái lúc sau nó cũng có mua như nó lúc sau nó cho Republican á, cái bố mua trên cái bố thằng cái lúc chơi gì lúc một chỗ sốt lớn, nó chỉ tao lên đó giờ mấy yếu thằng nó là mấy thằng chắc thằng lúc họ bẻ xưa xong một lo thì nó tỏ bẻ tê xong một lo trong lo hàng này, cái của bây giờ là tao họ chạy chạy á, sao tao họ resort nó là bẻ chờ bố tôi nó bố yếu một lúc chơi gì, các chơi cho bẻ này. So this time is the time giving to the Republican representatives. And this is your time. And if you have something, say something. You have the way how we can do and what we can do to represent to President Donald Trump. And so tell us, please.
Hey, good morning. My name is Adam Shores. I'm running for the United States Senate to serve you. For those of you who don't know me, I'd like to tell a little about my story. I played soccer. I grew up in Bloomington, Minnesota. We were pretty good, and then we were on the way to the state championship state soccer tournament. And we had to go through this town of Woodbury. And we got beat very badly. And there was these kids that were playing against that I had no idea who they were, but they did not look like me. They looked a lot like your children. And they were disciplined, they were fast, they were aggressive. And I got home, needless to say, we lost big. And I was sitting with my father and my grandpa on the couch, and I was just blown away. I did not know who I was playing against. And my grandpa, who had served in Vietnam, said, "You're playing against a bunch of Hmong kids." And I was like, "These kids are amazing." And I told that story because it was the first time I had interaction with the Hmong community. And I saw the discipline that your families provided on the soccer field, and it inspired me because I've already served our country for 21 years, and 10 of that was as a United States Infantry Marine, but 11 of those years was a United States Navy SEAL officer. And so I know from the history of what my brothers did back in the day as United States Navy SEALs downrange with you and your families. And so I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for the service that your families committed to our country, which brought you here today. And I know that all of us are a lot of veterans in this building. The military is a family affair. So to say that it is just of what's going on with deportations when it comes to the Hmong community, there is no justice in that. And as your U.S. Senator, I will make that a priority. I fly every month down to meet with the NRSC and with President Trump's team down there, and I will make this a priority because it isn't just to lose any one Hmong citizen. I will fight to keep you and your sons and daughters in this country as if they were my own sons and daughters, because they are my sons and daughters, because we are family. Furthermore, I've had some great talks with your Hmong leadership, and I'm also aware that there's a drive to get a National New Year recognized for the Hmong holiday. And I will take that as not only a priority, but that will be one of my first priorities when I meet with President Trump himself, to pitch for a national Hmong holiday which honors the legacy of your service and your family's service to this great country. In closing, it was an honor to be here today. I'm so honored to be amongst veterans who've given so much blood for our country. You are Americans. You are as American as I'm an American, and I will fight for you. God bless you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Brad Kohler. I'm running for governor. Chow Vang, would you stand up, please? Chow Vang, I want to say thank you for your gracious book you gave me about your father, General Vang Pao. I read it, and an amazing book. I realized just how much I resemble him a little bit as a fighter and warrior. And like your father, I don't like to quit. And reading that book, I kind of realized the kind of leader I want to be, and a leader for the people. And thank you again for that book. If you served in Vietnam, can you please stand up, please? My uncle served in Vietnam. He raised me. And he would not have come back without you people. There, and how he would not have come back without the assistance of the Hmong and Vietnamese allies. Thank you again. Our America owes you a debt, and so do I. And I am planning to commit to that debt. This deportation stuff's going on. Now, I like Donald Trump. I do align with him on a lot of things. But when it comes to this, you bled for our country, you are Americans. There is no question, and I'll fight for you every day. We will not deport anybody, whether it's you that has served for Vietnam or your families. If we have to pardon you, if we can do that, we will. We will make sure you stay here if you've committed a crime and they're coming after you to deport you. I don't believe in it, we won't let it happen. And that's what I'll do for the Hmong community and any other community here in America. This state owes you all a debt. I want to introduce some of my team that came here today. Dr. Mafran Archibald, please stand up. Dr. Mafran. Nasser Mohammed, where do you go? John Marino, there's Nasser. Jake, Bo, Amy, Pat, Tree, Martino. These are people that watch over me every day. Make sure they hold me accountable for the things that I want to do and make sure we do it right. These are good people that want to see Minnesota change. We have a lot of work to do, and we have to do it together. The future of this state is got to be in the people's hands. We've got to do it together. So, you know, Shia, May, Adam, Scott, we're here to make sure that the safety of all of our communities will be protected. This deportation thing, now, I'm all for legal immigration. We know this has got to happen, but you've served our country. Your families have served our country, and we will protect them. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Okay, kayo nga rin kalupinod, mahatani ka hamen.
My name is Scott Walker. I'm the founder and special projects director of the Coalition of Allied Afghan and Vietnam War Veterans. Our organization is the only organization that we know of in the world that supports our allies that serve with us primarily in clandestine operations in Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, and in Afghanistan. Many of you know me. I've been with you since 2007, and we continue to serve all of our allies that served with us during the Vietnam and Afghan War. I'm a little disappointed to hear the fear that is permeating our community today, the fear of deportation. just spent a year and a half evacuating Afghans from Afghanistan. Some of the most grueling and heart-wrenching efforts that a human being can go through, especially an American. And so I just want to introduce Mohammed Nasser Mohammadi, one of our interpreters from Afghanistan. He is going through precisely what you went through 50 years ago. And so I'm a little disappointed to put any fear in any of you. I understand, and I'm curious to know more about what's going on with the Hmong community today. The president from Wisconsin mentioned that permanent residents are a threat. It's unbelievable to me that we would have permanent resident Hmong that immigrated to the United States 50 years ago that are in jeopardy. The Constitution of the United States affords all of us rights, and one of those rights is citizenship. So if we have Hmong today that are not citizens and immigrated from Laos, there's no excuse for that. No. We had a similar situation in the first Trump administration where I was asked to help Cambodians that were at risk. And we were able to get them citizenship, and we were able to get them safe harbor here in the United States. The Hmong community here in Minnesota has been afforded enormous amounts of resources. Enormous amounts of resources. The NGOs that serve the Hmong community is unprecedented in the United States. And those organizations, in my opinion, are failing you if this, what I'm learning today, is true. We, as a community in Minnesota and the United States, must learn to support each other. Those Americans that are citizens are Americans, and we must identify ourselves as Americans. Americans first, Hmong second. If you identify as a Hmong who happens to live in the United States, you will always live in fear. If you identify yourself as an American with American citizenship, the Constitution and law protects you, and you live your life fiercely as Americans. That is what we, as American soldiers, served in Vietnam and in Cambodia and Laos for. We sacrificed our American lives to protect you. And now that you are here in the United States, we welcome you as citizens of the United States, not Hmong. I am an American of Irish ancestry. If you identify yourselves as Americans of Hmong ancestry, you have nothing to fear. Nothing. So I encourage you, and I'm going to learn more about what's happening today. I'm heavily involved with limited immigration. We had a Cambodian who was persecuted in Cambodia pretty much all of his life. Had been attempted assassination on 2 occasions. Could not gain entry into the United States. Went to Panama through Eagle Pass, Texas. Came into the United States illegally. I didn't know anything about it, but the Cambodian veterans made me aware of this about 6 months into his journey here in the United States. And so we took it up, as our coalition does, to support our allies. And we worked, had to raise $30,000 for defense of his work, or his ability to get into the United States. And long story short, we went to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals in Louisiana, and on a split decision, he was deported. So if you come here illegally, if you do not follow American law, you are in jeopardy. I think CLO can help, can explain that a little bit better. But there is no reason for you to fear, none, as long as we support each other and as long as we follow American law. The circumstances that are happening with some of the Hmong, I'd like to learn more about. And perhaps our organization and some of the resources that we have might be of help to you. But I just want to make sure that you understand that you are Americans. If you're a citizen, you're American. If you're not a citizen, you potentially can be at risk. But there are other mitigating circumstances that might be able to help you stay in the United States. What has happened over the last 4 years is absolutely atrocious. We have allowed millions of illegal aliens into the United States. And it has put in a tremendous burden on our resources, on our schools, on our communities. And your experience can help alleviate some of that. What Nassar and our interpreters are going through today, we think we need help. But you're not alone. As the professor mentioned, we still have a number of Cambodians that have been persecuted, ostracized in Cambodia, now live in Thailand. There's over 250 special forces that we trained that are living in Thailand today. Many of our Vietnamese still live under persecuting circumstances in South Vietnam or in Vietnam. So I'm here to speak on behalf of deportation. I'd like to learn more about what's going on, and I think that the resources that have been afforded the community here in Minnesota can certainly be used to help these at-risk individuals. And I would hope that you can be leaders in that effort and put some pressure on not only legislators, the state legislature, the state legislators, in my opinion, here in Minnesota have really failed you. But this is a federal issue, not a state issue. And so the State Department, ICE, Homeland Security, who I've had some experience with, needs to be directed. Amy Klobuchar, Senator Murkowski, they are no help. They have been no help with us, with our Afghans, none. They're very polite, and they take meetings, and they assure us how they're working hard. They're not working hard at all. And so it's important that the strategies going forward must embrace the Constitution, must embrace law and order, and we use those laws to protect ourselves. And I hope we can do better than what we have done here. So please help me and understand more about what's going on here. And if we can be of assistance, we would certainly like to do that. Our fidelity with our SGU brothers and sisters that served in Laos, our fidelity with the Vietnamese that served with us, and that served with us in South Vietnam are strong. And the Cambodians that we serve with, the Khmer Sarai, White Guards, Special Forces, and the Khmer Republic, we are strong with them as well. Our coalition is made up of Special Forces, former CIA, case officers, MACV. So we work together to support each other, and we offer you our assistance in whatever capacity we can do that. So thank you. This is my interpreter. I trust you, and I've known you for a long time. He's my boss.
I got something better. You know me, he's a Skywalker and I'm Charles Hing, my real brother. So when you come here, you got me too. When you call me, you got me too. So we work together. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, for you too. I'm so tired. I don't remember your name. First of all, I would like to take this opportunity to relay this message to Washington and to those of you who are here with us today to take you to Washington. I would like to flash back to our Vietnam War static story. Why we are here and we do not want to return to Laos. The Hmong Lao suffered lost 35,000 troops. For the United States during the Vietnam War from 61 to 75, we did not come here illegally over the border, but through the front door as refugees. The North Vietnamese suffered a large number, lost more troops due to the bombardment of the United States and the Hmong, which was guided by the Hmong Special Force. Because they lost so many of their troops, they took the anger out of the Hmong, even to these days. Whenever they have the chance, they want to take their revenge on the Hmong people. It is not safe for the Hmong to return to Laos. Lastly, we the Hmong love American. We the LGU veterans stand side by side with you through the Vietnam War. Also, as today, we still volunteer to serve the Homeland Security, like in this country. And our young generation are serving the United States Armed Force. Thank you, President Trump and America. God bless America.
All right, thank you. Yeah, China, more lotion, not me, happy loot, or me, more me, you monkey, me, happy look after this. And return to floor, and you have question, and don't prepare your question, and you will question then, and only 3 minutes, no more than 3 minutes, so we don't have time, okay? So right now, prepare your question.
Nhớ trong đó bây giờ mình nhận gì thì bây giờ nó nhận chữ, bây giờ cũng tốt cho. Trong xe thì quý anh trong trái mong của sở chế the Asian Republican of Minnesota, tua và cho nên thẳng nó của tôi bỏ bây giờ nè thì gì đi lúc cũng muốn cho thì để cho cái nhau xe vậy. Cái quý ấy họ từ này gọi một chế này chọn lựa một trâu bé cho Republicans nhớ cho họ Minnesota nó cũng như họ lựa cho lỡ thì chỉ ta lên tới cho nó chịu lỡ nhớ cho tàu Washington DC thì nhớ lên nó lúc nào cũng chỉ tuôn ba ra chỉ để chỉ mà cũng tuôn lâu này hải với cho nên chọn lựa nó cho lỡ để còn lớn chế cho cái ba bé ít chọn mong thiên vì thế chỉ muốn này là cho cụ tu cho nhót nhót nhà là té trong nó té là lo chỉ cho là lúc lúc chế nó thia cho bị mua bị mông buộc cho học kế thia mua bị cho xia buộc trong lợi dụng chỉ lúc nói cụ trong xia thì bỏ này cho nhiều gì tua cho họ nó đi xa xó tua cho bây giờ nó chịu Republicans cụ cho nên lúc xưa thế này cho đủ cho một trong lợi thì còn là họ chia cái ba bé thia cho
Thank you. Nó cho me. Cái chuyện này lúc sau nó chỉ mua cho mấy cái cũng một question. Cái cũng mấy cái question này mấy luôn nó bỏ ta. Giờ là nó bỏ to nó bỏ mua luôn chữ gì lại chả giờ luôn thằng cái bé bằng. em biết là em muốn chỉ tao đàn nó chăng em mua cho mẹ sẽ sang cho đàn nó chăng thì lên nó sẽ nó mua cho mẹ cho pro cho một cuộc sống giờ mẹ há chỉ nó để hành kia khá cho khó cứ bị để cứ nó biết tôi sư mẹ sao mà lần đầu ít tu này từ từ bên mua lên bên là thì sư nè ok họ bên lối sư họ bên chỗ lên bên chỗ là thì sư chỉ lối sư nó cho mẹ em chẳng chơi có thể cho cuộc sống không
đây thì một question chỉ là nó nông là đây một question chỉ là
I strongly recommend the 3 groups of Hmong Americans that should not be deported back to Laos. And the first group is the kids, or the children of the Hmong soldiers who killed during the war. So they arrived in the United States in the 70, 80, and 90 without father figures. And they adjusting to mainstream America are so tough. And they join gangs and commit a crime, so they're sentenced and now become good citizens. This is the first group of the Hmong Americans that should not be deported. The second group is the Hmong elderlies who arrive in the United States as political refugees, and they neither read Hmong nor English, and they could not naturalize and become citizens, even though they are political refugees. And this is the second groups that I think we should recommend not to be deported back to Laos. The last groups, the last but not least, is the family members of the Hmong veterans. These are the people who left behind after 1975 because of the war situations, and now they are legally in the United States through sponsorship, but simply because they recently arrived in the United States, they cannot become citizens yet. And this is the last group that I think we should not deport, or we should ask the presidents to start deporting this group back to Laos, simply because the situations in the country, as Professor mentioned, is not safe for them. Thank you.
Kalau beda jadi wah thà đi riêng đi bên hai có sự
I want to make sure that you hear me, and I do not want to put your guys fall into sleep. Okay? So I want to make sure that you hear me. My name, Sai Lee. Okay? I'm here just to share with you my story. I came here from Honolulu in 1979 because in that time Minnesota began to grow refugee here. So Ramsey County hired me to come here to work for the Hmong people here. Okay, and I have my book. I bring my book today. I wrote many stories about Minnesota. Okay, I was a board for our family in this building many times. So I want to share with you that Minnesota is a pretty nice state for us. First of all, I would like to say thank you, Mr. Chairman, to allow us to have question and also story. So I worked for this county 36 years. And from that time, AFEC and I convert to Mplog program. Right now, still Mplog program. And I have my book. I give one for the chairman, and my book will be included. Can you show me the book? Okay. And that is a Hmong version. The English version will be on the way. Okay. The story, politics, social, and religion in there too. Okay. So if you want the book in Hmong version, I brought some today. Okay. Copyright and print the book. I asked donation only $30. Cover the print and copyright. You know, I worked for this state since 1979 and retired 2000. Oh, okay, so, bye-bye.
Thank you. Chuyện này mấy thằng nó chơi mấy cho thằng lười dàng á, chứ thằng khó phơi cho bố xuống này ok, mấy thằng cũng thằng nó chơi mấy lúc sợ chỉ cháu này, mấy bang mấy cái bố sơn trong này, lúc nó mấy giá nó chơi giá ta của bố tô nó bố mua lúc gì á chỉ chụp cái này, bang thầu cái buồn đau nó mấy mà hàng nó chang xuống này, mấy cho mà hàng uống nó mấy hàng giá thằng khóคือแต่ยังเธอต้องไปขอได้เหม็นคือ deportation xuống này, ok, thank you. เป็นอะไรxuống này.
Alright, so this question is addressed for you guys up there. As a long-time Republican myself, Minnesota has one of the largest Hmong communities in the country because our fathers and grandfathers fought, bled alongside American soldiers during the Vietnam War. Because of their sacrifices, and we were able to come here as children, and many of our children were born here. Yet now, some of their children are being deported, sent back to a country they never known. Sometimes for one small mistake made long ago, many of our children are Christian, even myself are, raised with the same faith and values that Republicans speak about. And many identify themselves as Republican Party like myself. It feels like America is turning its back on the very families who stood by its war and who continue to stand with its faith and politics today. So I ask you, what questions or how can you protect our veterans' families moving forward?
Thank you. Great question. First and foremost, no one's perfect. Over 20 years ago, I got in trouble. We all deserve a second chance. And that's what America should stand for. People that fought again in the Vietnamese War, the Vietnam War, you guys bled for this country. You and your families are owed a debt. As the next governor, I don't want to deport anybody. Now, when it comes to protecting families, we're not going to break up families. We need to keep your families here. My goal is simple. We need to grow Minnesota, make it more sustainable here. You have a very large Hmong community. I've talked to Sia and May and I know Dr. Darling from the Hmong Council. I want to build a little Saigon here in Minnesota that protects your culture, your traditions. I want to build an airport and surround it with cultural cities. The Hmong community is going to be a very important part of that. Deporting people is not going to be the smart thing to do. We need people to build Minnesota, and you're going to be a big part of that. Thank you.
Nrog, quý ông Lô Xe, tên là 学了，我得吃了，他还在这里混，都叫别多的钱了。ตัวที่จังจังลูกของลูกจงชาลายาประธานพม่าก็ยังอีตัวเจ้าตัวท่านไหนพูดรู้ล้อตัวเจียนจงในเฉลยนี่จงในจันทิจับเจ้าไปเฉลยหมดตั้งหนึ่งตัวตื้อท่านไหนพูดยิงตัวจะไปเฉลยใช่ไหมก็ยังตัวหูตั้งเฉลยจงอ่ะถ้าไปเฉลยหมดเดี๋ยวประธานพม่าจุดไปมันเฉลยเราไม่ใช่แต่ไม่要投入注意力就被天发到被叫呢。นู่นนอ President Donald Trump ตัว Senior Advisor ตัวชิตาคุณต้องดิชิตาที่ Washington DC นู่นเลยเจ้าหนุ่มตีเลยแต่สิ่งนี้แต่นี่ถ้าเราจีนู่นนอนะก็กูรายงานจนเรายกวันเลยเราว่าเต่าที่สิ President Trump จะนั่งให้ตัวเป็นมั่งเฉยให้ที่ขอตั้งมันรอดเตี้ยยอด immigration จอนหนึ่งตัวยอดได้ชนะจีมันต้องมันเลยจ้องทองเลยจีเหลียเล่นตื้อตัวสิขอตั้งมันในอเมริกาขอตั้งมันเชื่อเลยป้อมบ้าจนเลยยอนก่อนเราว่า president ก่อนนึกข้อก็ต้องขอตั้งมันเนาะนึกที่ลีวันนี้จะเข้าหนึ่งจังก่อนนี้จะหนึ่งว่าจานหัวเขาเลยขอเนี่ยวันจ่าที่จีจ่าจะไปเฉลี่ยจนยกจุกองเตะจังเลย有人去报备备要求，站内不让你去谈。后轮到干部里，等chờ到大有许多，你我家口弄备啥的呢？要备去搞的，也弄了备莫考他们 deportation， 就备叫弄实的车，他他爸妈ก็要读毕业，他个就是的备查一路 committee。ลูกคอมมิตี้เนาะอยู่เขาหนึ่งจอเนี่ยละจอแอฟกันท่องเปล่าจอหนึ่งเนี่ยเด็ดเด็กจอว่าชิบะเกย์จังจังก็เชื่อเราว่าเกย์ไปหาอีหลอลูแต่น้องทรัมป์ที่รีบเอาอยู่ไปป้าไปที่จังอยู่ไปสาก็ขอตั้งมันเนาะขอกันต่อไปเชื่อเราชิจูที่ไปปีเขาตัวซื้ออุทธรณ์ก่อนนี่จอเนี่ยจอจีจอเนี่ยจอว่าเชื่อตั้งทำห้องจอของเขาcâu y sinh或者叫好多咗，叫不談的出生，我保證你就被神就做就當門人有些係，你要做揸一般人被貼包裝落住好的，都知道我們對護顧呢，我不談爸媽的好護顧先嚟，我就保辦呢要你知道係點，俾我學得問你俾啥個，都是 President Trump 嘅一輪對都能那個，800里就得問，俾要做歷史。President Trump ที่ Senior Advisor หาดีเนาะไปชี้ชาลานาตานะนี่จะมองตั้งโตจะเจ้าว่าในลูกคอมมิตี้เลยสันจีไปอยู่จอนี่มุจีหนึ่งจอนั่งเกี่ยวอยู่เจ็บจีให้เดี๋ยวตอนเต้นมาโมไอซ์อยู่เกี่ยวเลยจะเข้าหลุดนะอยู่วันนี้จะเที่ยวมุกีจันจะจบมองคนเอาไปอยู่จุดจอเตะจีเอาไปสิ่งที่ตั้งจอหนึ่งเนาะให้หนึ่งโตบอกเลยนะให้หนึ่งตัวนี้ที่จะไม่กัดเต้นเนาะเชื่อเลยอยู่จุดลอนจอย President Trump เนี่ยที่ว่าต้องจะเข้าหนึ่งช้าไม่ยอม你要一种 President 是你我去当最好的，你我去找谁的谁的谁的去找的，叫 Republican 叫 Democrat， 要低本人些，被说的要做讲的，เรา冇ขอตั้งมันหน่อยก็ชอบตัวเด็กกูชอบตัวเด็กก็จวบกูเจก็จวบรู้ที่เชิญในการเต้น要被说的路。ไปจอมองเกียร์จอมปีนู้นเนาะให้จอมอเมริกาให้จอม President Trump สากก็เทียบไปกงเต็งก็ยกก็ชีวลิเปเชอร์หายไปหมดจอใจหรือจอจีบอมาดก็จะเนี่ยใส่บริตุเชียวิหารเดียมือหายดีนอนะกูมอนังดีพอร์ตมาวิหารเดียชาโจล้านตัวหนึ่งบอมาดกูดิฉันจีบเอาหายเดียชาโจล้านเดอcho nên bà má trở nên là mua bê cho mong nhau cho họ hữu sĩ bây giờ chủ sở lúc khám mình cho nên bà họ ba người còn bà cho họ có một kỳ trang chẳng ấy chỉ cho hai kìa xí bằng người ta này họ bà lý ưu đi nó ấy sẽ để bây giờ chỉ ưu đi nó ưu xã có bê sẽ là tự lúc chủ gì nó ấy bê lòng ok còn tê khó có tắm ảnh nó thầu là khơi bây giờ mong nhau thì thay tê của tua họ lúc chế nó 4個 up 俾過，你過嚟過時。 bây giờ sợ tụi ít bưng lên một trong thái sĩ hải cho cơ toàn giả mua hải cho cú hải kia các mua hải cho cơ toàn giả là tàu đã chỉ cú hải kia hải khi tàu đã chỉ là thái chỉ khơi lên gì rồi nè chủ cho chúng cú sai thì bé hải chỉ tàu đã chỉ tàu đã một chuông rồi giờ nó mong lúc tiền chỉ thì nè hải nó giờ cho nên cho luôn nó còn nó cho chúng cú pra cú cho luôn cho nên sẽ là để nên cho ta cái sẽ cho president anh nói Donald Trump nếu mà họ lên đầu tiên nhiều sẽ hành ít bỏ trái ya bây giờ là chủ sở là một ba年都彻底呢被贴的叫都叫彩贴的贴我脑子我能找发展了不要这里呢那那被他打ประธานก็อยากจะในมุมที่จะได้มาก็กำลังเทียบว่าส่วนนะอีหลอดกูให้จะเนี่ยตูแค่นี้นะยอยัยจูรีพับลิกันนี่ให้รอดูให้เดียแล้วกูว่า pardon หกกฎหมายตู governor มัวจ่อใจเรามัว pardon อีตัวหนึ่งชอบเราเป็นอีตัวมึงชอบเราหัวนอนนะเอเป็นชิสากับซาตัวเด็กเถอะตู governor เรามัวจ่อใจ pardon ตัวหนึ่งเนาะกูมอง到กู是来 pardon 一度能让我们的说话呢，得 governor 先到现在大世界，我们的 immigration 去搞定的嘞。要比你家都 governor 的话，结果你那边干嘛？你们抓咱们看他，你也都弄了叫家一样领路，你弄不搞Democrat， 叫 Republican 一样，所以考一路上是，必须得要到工地。cho lớn tụ cha nó cha chữ như vì cha cho nó tao bắt tao chế chỉ tôi cũng bắt xử nó đây nên cho mình nó tao chế á cho sao tao để cho ý dạng lúc từ này qua này tôi cho đi đâu rồi vì để bị chỉ tao tiền sản lúc nó cha nó chọn lời vô sáng lên tôi để cho vô phá cho bị nó bây giờ chỉ tao tiền cho lời là theo bảo ba bê thì nó thì nhận được sao thế tôi chụp
tidak suka dalam kalau Afrika dan contoh kia kalau PP tanpa serang dari sana.
Thank you. I have a message. I have a message of a citizen. I live in from Tham. I work with the here we campaign like leadership campaign. We have been voting last year. I was involved in English. Okay. The leader here, General Haum, and his is a Republican voter registered. Our Hmong people, you must remember General Haum and the leader, and they are Republican. Today, I was wrong. I'm Democrat. I say no. Today, we follow Megan Trump. Republican Party because our leader is General Haum, registered Republican. Okay, when Melo ran for the U.S. Congress, I said, "Oh my gosh, why? We cannot be bad in the economy." I take out my pocket here, my credit card, support her. Okay, today I turn myself to the Republican Party. I vote. We are doing an election this year. We're doing our campaign right now. I need signature, 250 signature. Everyone will send to the Republican Party for Melo to show. We support the Republican, we support Trump. That's my support, Trump, okay? And so we ask him for your help for deportation. For those who support him, vote for him, okay? Today, I changed myself to Republican conservative.
Thank you. I'm in military. I've been in prison for 34 years. I was sentenced to death, but the government released me out. I have life sentence. While I'm in prison, I have brothers. I
reason that everybody human right in this country or in other country, if you know that I go there, I will get killed, I want you to take me. Please. Please. I saved my life because I use rifle to help me to rescue American people. And all my freedom buddies is all dead. I just raised out from the dead. Period. And today I have my grandson over there. He couldn't find that he did not medically he go and call somebody drop out of the car and pass away. And he got out for 20 years. Today he reported immigration every year, like September 12. Today, just recently, last month, he went to report. They told him that he go back to see them February 12. That means he will be time to deport. And we need help. 这谁了？谁了？Nplog. He is the one. We need help. This is an immigration situation that human rights needs to require today. If you guys know that we go there, people get killed, please protect us. Don't do it, please. That's all I do. I want you to understand my situation today. And I report every month of February 9. This coming February 9, I will report. And I don't know when they will deport me. But I'm not just kid or everybody come from that country. I'm military service. I have a record in here. Everybody signed. Yeah. So my name's Koom, K-O-U, last name B-A-N-G. That's what I am. And I go back to that country, I will be killed. I want you guys to protect me, please.
Are you at risk now of being deported? Are you or your son at risk of being deported today? Or grandson? Yeah.
Okay.
So, are you at risk? Are you a citizen? Are you a citizen of the United States? I want to address your question. I didn't have an opportunity to talk to your question. We have worked with Cambodians and Laos that are in similar situations that you have been. They've not been deported. But you must go through the legal process in order to protect yourself from being deported. So see, you probably know how to expunge criminal records or help expunge criminal records. This is the largest impediment of you being deported because you have a criminal record and you're not a citizen. When you are a legal resident, you have protections under the legal resident provisions of our immigration. You must apply for citizenship and prove that you are applying for citizenship and work to that end. Okay? Your criminal record, I think, has been expunged. If he's been released from prison, it's on his record. certificate. So there are legal reasons, there are legal avenues for every individual that has a case of Hmong or Lao or Vietnamese. The United States has laws to protect you. If you use those laws, if you work within the parameters of those laws. If you rely on somebody else to do something for you, it won't happen. You must do it yourself. Okay? And get your help if you have NGOs. The gentleman was here. He certainly has resources that can help. Okay? But they need to know who's at risk. Okay? That's critical. So help each other, identify people, get out ahead of ICE, get out ahead of the State Department, and get legal so you are protected.
So, yeah, lý cho đại cả cái chuyện thiệt từ lý cho ba thiên thiệt cho nên là lý bảo cho họ là nào ba này để sự cụ thể nào hay sao có tụ này có tụ nào làm cho họ là nào này chẳng thiết cú thiết lo sai so nó cũng được gọi chỉ sai một tuần chỉ sai một tháng có sẽ là cho chúng tôi nói chỉ sai nó ok cho họ là nơi cũng hay cũng cần các thằng ba má con thiên này cũng cần mình nhiều chủ tổ cho nên nó sai thiết cho sai cái thiên chi tổ nó chủ sai thì sai để sai lời giảm mà tôi phải cho nên vì thì nhớ họ cốt mày là mua ít cho trái America cho Constitution to protect based on cruel and unusual punishment. I think that the Hmong case fit that category. Now, the Supreme Court has already ruled that immigration deportation does not qualify or rise to the level of cruel and unusual punishment. But in the case of the Hmong, I believe that we can prove that case. And it's important for us to look at the ACLU, who's fighting this fight to make sure that they will take on our case immediately to see what they can do. But in order for us to do anything, we must form our committee as soon as possible. And then, bây giờ cho nó cho uốn đi, sẽ được yêu chủ, thiệt cả tao ta bây giờ mong ta xin nó sẽ bây một chơi tủ yêu sát, lý có tủ này phiêu tới. Ý tụ nâng sư nữ trình rõ trong nó chữ ná bếp lão phá tụ mong đã lần từ tổ tổ văn sĩ ta xin nó bà thằng bà má có hai cho cô ý sinh tức lý cho hậu được nó xin trình rõ bếp là chỉ tổ thì chỉ bếp phá cả người yêu tụ ở yêu họ tổ ở nên nó president xa thì yêu cô ý sinh chỉ tổ nó chỉ mua cho văn sĩ nó cho Republican để bếp ở chả ba tổ này right cô ý sinh chỉ tôi nên từ ta của dân tôi mong ta để cho bé họ được bé thể bắt đầu đi con từ này phiêu nào giờ một giờ mong bé trả tàu ít phần nên bé muốn cho luôn thả kia luôn chỉ đi cho có máy chạy kia đi thổi này bây giờ các senator Coleman chạy bé mong tờ hot terrorist anh nào category này cho wa veteran này thì bao là sao nhá thì chỉ bé organize lại so cũng chắc chắc là bao là lục bùa thìนี่จะลงในนู่นกูนะขอก่อนนี่จะตั้งมันนะพอเขาหลุดจอก็ทำป้ามาลูกก็ขอจู้เสด็จไอตัวกับตัวจะบานสีนะบานจ้ากับตัวอีกคนหนึ่งไอเป๊ะเที่ยวตัวหนอเป๊ะเที่ยวตัวเป๊ะจะในสายตัวถึงสาย
Are there many Hmong here in Minnesota that are at risk?
Yeah, more than 4,000
are at risk currently.
Already received, they already lost their green card, like this young man. They already lost his green card, waiting for deportation. Okay, so if your loved one is checking every year with immigration, you lost your deportation case already. The only way that we're going to stop this if this committee can present that case to President Trump and ICE and make a policy change to say, we're not going to send these people back to harm's way. And the same thing should be done with the Afghan. That they pay a price just like America. We and them need to come together, all the women, all the Cambodians. We must
come together and ask the president to change his policy, to give a pause, 3-year pause under his administration, and do other things, but don't touch his group until further investigation can be done. He can make that policy change, but we must go meet him. Okay? That's my message to you, to all of you. The president has tons of things to do, but if we're not organized, he cannot help us, including the professor, who has all of the studies and cases and evidence to show President Trump, this is cruel and unusual punishment. You cannot do this. And it will kick back support around the world for the United States. This will destroy the United States' credibility and allies throughout the world. That we really don't care about you, even if you pay the ultimate price. So just because we're Republican doesn't mean that we believe in everything that the policy, what the current policy is in place. We are working very hard to change that, but we need your help and your organization.
Regarding what you just said earlier, everybody have to take action. We only went to federal immigration judge. It's been ordered, deported to Laos. Does not listen to the situation of persecution, of punishment, of human rights. So that's the reason we have been here. I'm not in Minnesota. I'm from the state of Nevada. So they cannot deport me within 90 days. They send me back to Minnesota because I have family here. I have a wife, 6 children, 44 children, 24 grandchildren, 24 and 1 great grandson. So I don't want to go back to a country that I don't have family. Thank you.
那个 question 就是被幸好当然而且没 question 也 question 是那现在不唱做这个你那没都没 criminal 呢没都没 criminal 没都没 schedule แต่อุตส่าห์นะไม่ซ้อนใช้ไม่เป็นเก่งนะไม่ถูกฆ่าก็ไปละก็ไปเจ้าของเขาก็ต้องชนะซ้อนเดินที่ไทยแม่ชิทันเดินเป็นผู้ขอก็เดินซ้อนเดินที่ไทยแม่ได้นะแต่นี่เราต่อการเดินว่าเชื่อเรามาทางแล้วก็พอที่ไทยเขาแม่ก็ไม่ย่อยแต่มันได้ชูเราชูจึงทางแล้วเขาเลยเขาจองเป็นชนใช้นะอย่างแต่ไม่ใช่ที่สุดมุมเราเต้แล้วเดินสุดข้าเป้ไปตั้งแม่นะแค่ข้าตรงนี้เลยเดินนะ
โอเควันชุดเราได้จะทั้งย่อยเป็นที่ตัวจะของเย็นย่อยหนึ่งน้องสึกต่อให้โดนเด็กชี้ยืนมันนั่นไปตัวนั้นเราไปอยู่ในพื้นที่ไปเชียร์กันเย็นถอไปตัวไปทุกตัวไปที่ตัวจะไปเจอตาชอบไปจนมันต้องมีมออีเปียซื้อชวนเชียร์ตาชอบมันชอบเอาตัวไปตัวเจดีซื้อถอยันหนึ่งตัวยันหนึ่งร้อนชัวให้เดียเจ้าอยู่ไม่แม่เด้อสักตัวอยากเลือกอเมริกันเย้ไปสามเรื่องไทยนะพี่ก็ให้ฟินิชอร์ไปจบนั้นไปจบได้อเมริกาไปจบจนเวียดนามมีอเมริกาซึ่งยันนั้นยังได้เฉลยติดขอเป็นตัวเป็นการเป็นเจ้าเชียร์ยังจำของการอีกตัวอย่างแล้วก็จีนตายตัวรู้ได้เฉลยไปว่าเจ้าให้ได้เป็นตีเจ้าเชียร์ตัวเลยขอเป็นบ้านนี่ในเขียนทางรู้ได้เฉลยจากเกียร์ขอเป็นช่วยรู้ตายเลยซึ่งขอเป็นจากการทดสอบได้เฉลยเป็นเชียร์ให้ได้เป็นเจ้าเชียร์ว่าเจอเกียร์เจ้าเชียร์ว่าจะเจ้าเราไม่ชอบนอนจากการเจ้าเราไม่ชอบ cái sao là các lại cho chúng tôi là tụi này em mới gọi nhưng mà tôi là cái nó dễ nhóc thì sự đi vào lên lúc mà chúng tôi ta chỉ biết cho nó refugee ta cho mình mẹ mẹ nó tôi chỉ có chỉ có tôi đợi sang chạy là đi ta chỉ là tụi nhóc rồi là lúc chỉ ta là tôi chờ đi cho nó chịu thắc kia nó chịu thua trên ta chỉ nó biết mình nói phải thì biết đến một khó cho anh đời mình và sự đại diện biết là bác mong lại cho tôi biết vào trên tiền khó chờ em không có sự đại diện cho bạn tới ta chỉ ta chỉ nó là sự định thoát ít cho cha hết tiền nên chỉ mong tông tới nên hãy chăm được để mình có sự nó biết đến một tàu tê trở thì nó thì biết nó một ảo thành nó cho biết nó sai mà nó ta luôn tới cho nên yêu chúng ta chạy được tê trở nó bây giờ chúng mình chờ một phát tức là ra tiền chờ một là chỉ có nhiều một cái thôi tới chơi có sao cái chợ mình tôi mình nhỏ nó là các mình tới chợ tới trong này chúng ta tới đây nhiều con chi lúc thì nó tăng thì tăng cái nó chỉ cho chỉ tăng thì là 6 năm này thì nó
task force, and I think you need a private committee that moves this forward. Pay yourselves for this, find out a way where you can be compensated for your efforts. Okay, along with this, don't do this for free. Okay, because if we have nothing to do, so get some professional payment and do this professionally, and that will go ways with that will give you good credibility. Okay, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Bây giờ các cháu lưu ý cho được trực tiếp bây giờ là những xã nhà này bố xã thì President Trump chỉ ý tôi nên là ở đâu thì chỉ biết tàu sở ý tôi này cho là họ này thì nên cho xe đâu cũng là tôi nói tham gia mà cũng sợ là gì chú sợ đâu thì nên là tôi chú sợ đâu nên sợ tôi bên này từ na thì cho họ chơi na nên chơi nên một tấm ảnh nên chơi na nên yêu chủ quân lúc còn họ để biết họ to này chỉ cho trai ba lưu mà kìaเราchỉ lên một số sao lưu số này cốt mày quý ấy tụi lý cho chỉ có ý tụi nên cho tụi president nó được vì cho là yêu chủ cho tông cốt mày như thế vậy thìเราchỉ phong hành và chỉ nói đi hành cho việc sao cho nó tốt thì chỉ biết chỉ có yêu tiền này cho biết chỉ có ý khó cho cái số của sao là tôi chú thì xã hội này trả công cho nên là biết thế cho nên đi chỉ trả công làm trai thì là yếu tố trong này có lưu điểm thế chỉ có bỏ lưỡi là do lưỡi con để nó mong chỉ lưỡi con đâu是单纯第二你叫 Afghan 嘛多大着来了第二我啥个干但是都弄的要做啥个东西一天没做一个从trai từ cho bên tua bên chân đấu chân đấy thế của họ luyện ra là thế chân là cho đủ xí là bây giờ để cho cái tham sẽ là khó khăn đó là do tại cái chú ý làm ba cái đó cho nên một sự cái một cái có nên là sẽ có cho đủ của bạn cho một khi cho để cho nên thì bây giờ mong để cho hàng này cái tàu tàu ý lưu chú ý sẽ có yếu khi có hai trả về sự thiệt用这样的你不会的电影，只从我被杀打到我的，然后被买到沙拉这个的站，有这个站。
Okay, last one.
nếu mới khó liên cầu ta chỉ đi từ khi đó chỉ từ thọ được bé cho tới xong thôi là nó lại từ món cờ thì để từ hai là phòng lâu chỉ đi mua vacation thì để chấm lo chỉ đi lo thọ lúc off thì nó ta được bé thì chỉ ai được thọ chỉ đi nhóm tổ trợ thì ta nếu mua trâu thì bị nhồi thì nếu mua cầu từ sáng sớm nếu tôi mua được tàu dây lót chứ siêu nhớ tới chân này cả nếu mua sổ xe về cái nhưng mua không được thêm test everything tại vì nó là muốn được có trâu đi mấy chỉ bao thì để nhau vào tư tại vì nuôi ý mà cũng biết nó tiền lớn đừng nhớ được không quên đến list yếu sợ mù trâu tới chấm không tại vì nó này nhớ nó thì nhớ nó đúng của là Nebraska thở bây giờ là hay đi cho plau chỉ mua từ Thái luôn chỉ mua từ lối giờ用了 step by 姐bên đi nó mua hay đi cho plau là chỉ hay đi cho plau姐bên dia lối giờ là chỉ cả step by姐bên我chỉ tới khỏi chỉ khỏi đi em cũng không biết tôi sẽ anh đi cho người bỏ tôi đi lâu nhớ tới cho plau tiền của tụi này lo tới buổi sớm là qua tới trong ly nó nhở bây giờ còn được là sai bé thì chúng ta đi tới sẽ cũng biết cho cái ba tơ này tiền thầu có tháo xa để cũng chúng biết thực tế mình nhận định cô hãy nói con giờ sẽ ở đây nó chơi cầm bút giấy cho cái ba tơ của tụi này lôi sẽ mình vừa một tấm tụi nó bên nhau
Yeah, please got it.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
I might be wrong on this, but something to explore. Those that have been caught up in this already and are further down the road of deportation than others, I'm not sure, but I think they have an option if another country will take them.
Correct.
Can't go to another country.
Yes.
A more favorable country.
Yes.
Okay. So the task force should probably take that up as one of the points of your organization. It would then it may be advisable to get with the other nationalities, ethnic groups, and perhaps concentrate on one particular country that will accept these Americans who speak English, and they can build a community in the time being to settle and to get comfortable as they work their way back to the United States. Okay, so I think that's something you might want to consider. Okay, so this is a many-pronged approach, but at this late state of the process, you have to have some really smart people in order to get that done. So, okay, there is hope. Okay, there is hope, and don't give up hope on the United States.
Yeah, let me answer the question. So, nói vềกฎหมายเขาก็มาสอบล้อแต่ถ้าชอบไปเจอก็มาหายก็ตรงปล้องแต่ก็ชื่อเลยก็แรงเลยจะเลยมันก็จะมาเกิดอีช่องต่างๆเลยจอบแล้วก็หมู่ย่อรู้จีนะจะสเตทรู้จีเชื่อแฟร์รู้จีเจก็ย่อก็รู้จีแต่หัวสเตทจะเลยจอบก็แต่รอที่ชี immigration ไอเดียก็รู้จีนะจะรู้จีว่าเจ้าสาแต่ได้ยาเจ immigration ตัวนั้นเนี่ยถักตัวนี้ย่อเขาเต้าไปเจอเขาแล้วให้เจ้าเนี่ยเดียก็ไปยังมุไฟก็ deportation เลยก็จะได้เซ็นเดอร์ไอเดียก็จะได้เซ็นเดอร์ไอเดียก็จะไฟจะไปจอบความหมู่ซึ่งเจ投入市场的你举报你你可能在给你现在的那个被都叫都可以叫的都可以叫的八十多年，别的你都么冷淡了。有个你呢，给但等嘛要的那个 immigrant 要被海造街头，我就做好上的呢，给来么都上的这些的。被我自己的我个人把做多呢，别的个都讲他那是讲他的 how deportation hearing， 一种人嘛，了对我 fight 了的 deportation， 但都不是的 green card， 所以我的 green card 多，也头多的 green card 多大了的，都能的就做项目就不 register 对我到好了。OK， 你呢，要你的个的 system， 你知道到 surrender 的 green card，OK。但是呢，有中国都能到那边，但是呢，个都是考 case 呢，做好对了。别的 ICE 就好努力鼓包嘛，那炒的那种，也了嘛，我炒到了叫了高的，了嘛，那还一度入住，了嘛过一度入住，陆续很的被有中国一本人有了，比较好了，比较能。我给只才要个旁观不旁观了，เขาผู้ให้เขาเราเทียบที่ชิโน่ก็ไปเทียบบ้านต่อก็อีเรื่อง我知道的是被中党被是的有中国的给，就我中党嘛被也是的，那就中党嘛那被考到一中邦也被包的我中了， thế này sẽ được cái đó nó biết còn để thằng biết một chỉ nào chữ ná sẽ được tao ship ba theo taoจะkhông tức là những con tu sister để bán chúa chỉ tao tua ná ok thì nhá như là chúng họ được để bán chúa chỉ tao tua thì là chúng muốn là sai là bắt một hai của immigration thế ta immigration nên nó cho nên trong ta mà học immigration là nó chỉ mua tụ nạp qua mày đỡ cho dùng liều thôi dùng trong ta là hostel đó chỉ có nó vô một thiên cho tụ kia lý cho dùng cho họ lựa nó chỉ cái tàu chùa là của ACLU tụ nạp qua mày lúc lọt với một trăm phần nhất thì mình cả tên rồi cho immigration là nó ná thì còn lại ở chỗ bán này thì cũng mà đi qua tụ connect có cho ACLU vấn đề bây giờ mong trả tàu cho nên nó được kia cho họ okay, I'm very sorry. Tức là nó thì cũng bảo thì ít khó bây giờ chỉ mua bây giờ là sĩ khai mà bây giờ mong nói trong tụ một sĩ tìm nó tới đâu là thì bây hai điểm lo ởตัวbây là còn nó bây chỉ riêng là vì thì bây giờ nên bây chỉ做sĩ lưu bây một hồi, okay, là bảo bây tụ năm bây giờ sĩ để ý想từ bây cái chơi phá tụ mong một điểm có, thì lúc nào bây từ na lợi dụng lòng bây giờ cho cô tu cho lúc gì thank you okay
okay nữa bây lúc meeting thì sau nên nó là bây tu trang cái chỗ này thì là okay lúc xa lúc nó nên cho lên cho tu tua còn bây lúc meeting nó để những lúc meeting nó để những hobby sau này giờ thật không chủ sửa mà giờ ta những rất là phụ ta lúc mình nói phát triển cái ngay nhiều tu trong sinh thẳng nó nhiều băng tàu rất là nó kì sáng của tổ tên nó tốc của chống chắc của nó để bé rất là những một sự công ty ok những sự băng chỉ chơi để những nó cho cứ trong cái mình nó cho chai là những mình khai cho bé nó make your list này của số này project thẳng tu này cho nhớ lúc làm mình sống ta nó biết cho một trong cái vấn đề có khai cho cái vấn đề có cái vấn đề xong đỡ protect bé này nhớ trong là lúc làm nó biết tính tội lúc làm từ cái vấn đề phải xong đỡ protect bé này để phần này coi trong cái sáng cỡ bé cho nên cho từ cho chai là bây giờ giải bây giờ chai thì thầu nuôi sang bé thì bác sĩ tao này thì phần này phần trời kênh để trong xa ở trong cho nên cho nên cho từ bên tôi nó chán nó chạy nó nhau nó sẽ tôi không biết nó trong xa ở trong để không phần nó mong lỡ nó kìa bắt đầu bắt má mua chỉ là mình và để thả ở bên lửa thank you for everyone to come here today and take your time to join us today and thank you so much for your advice and your experience and your knowledge to share with us today. Thank you so much.
Lúc cho nó mà mẹ cho một lá thẳng là mẹ cháu mong là để vô nè lúc cho nó giờ lúc bé bác mà mình càng chọc không chút cho nó cho nên nó mà dùng nó dài trong nó là nó đi chả nó chưa cháu cho nó quay luôn một cho chúng nó lấy luôn một thể lấy luôn thì ý rằng không chế cảnh sự ý rằng thì trong nó vậy lúc xưa ít con lắc chẳng là bé cho cứ cho America chụp phải lúc nó bé thì nó hệ có cho ý lúc một trò đó được thoáng nữa ý lúc tôi giờ mà lúc trò đó được thoáng ok thì ok nó đó hạt trong mẹ đó bé thì giống cháy khăn nắp cả mắt càng luôn ô hô lửa để xéo lao chết cho nó này cả nó ha ô mẹ bé chụp bưu xí mà để chụp chạy mà tôi trong bỏ lên nó mất chủ gì cho chụp phai nó có tôi block chụp chỉ chụp lên xí mà bé ô nó chạy cả thua nó để nó bé thằng tôi làm cháu luôn để cháu lúc chủ yếu nó sao đấy để lúc nó bé cháu cho nó là cháu cho nó mà qua mẹ cháu cho nó mẹ lủng quá đó ô ra gì nó giờ lên nhà muốn nhà còn mẹ lủng nó sao nó em vậy cho mà cần chế police con tiền là biết bắt mình cả bảo nó em mẹ cháu cho nó chỉ thế mà ok đi này lúc sao em mẹ cháu tôi từ xưa đến ta lên đó cháu cháu nó giờ cháu cháu của bé chẳng nhau được cả bao nhiêu hè mua bé chẳng thằng có hai nữa ok lấy từ vô tiền luôn ta lên nó đó ta lên nó bây giờ ok ông bây giờ cháu bé chỉ chắc bé chỉ chơi nó cho sao nữa để giờ lên bé chỉ tay cháu nào cháu chịu luôn tổ cháu không được nó em cố thế nó em sau đó nó dọn chẳng biết tôi bé mù cho nó đó khi nào được thoát thế giờ lên nó mẹ tao là thằng cái nó cá nó rồi một rồi bé là bao nhiêu bé cái đó là sao mà buồn chơi bé chơi tụt 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 tao này